Crafting Vicky here with you, and I wanted to share with you how I make my flowers. And so I used a bunch of the painty papers that I had, and the part that had the window I figured would not be a good place to do the borders, so I decided to make the flowers out of it. And some of it has windows in it, and I think that's kind of neat. See this one? So I'm thinking it's gonna make some cute flowers. So I pulled out my big bin of blue buttons, and I've got some here that are on a thread, so I think these are gonna be perfect for this. I've got my little sewing needle for this, and just cut a bit of thread. So I usually make them in sets of 3 flowers or 2 flowers, it depends. And putting this within is not an easy task. Okay, I've got my glasses, my old lady glasses, because I'm at that age now where when it's something too close I can't see it. Come on. I made it through. Okay, so there's that. And so I usually stack those up, so I alternate. So for example, book paper with this, and then I could put this and one of the tiny ones, and this would be my big flower. So for the big flower I could put this. So what I usually do is I put this through. Be careful of your fingers. So I make the first hole because I'm going from the back to the front, and I can't tell where my button is if I don't poke the hole like this. Hold the thread, and then you can go through with your needle for the other one. And it's just like sewing a regular button. And I do a few rounds on each of the flowers to make sure that they're very secure. I love my things to be nice and secure and not flimsy. And so like that. And then I cut off this, and I make a knot just so that it doesn't come undone. Not that it will, because I put some foam tape on top, but still, just making extra sure. And I can cut the excess tail. And then what I do is I pull off some of this. I'm going to use the gummy scissors, the gummier scissors, and then I put it on the back like this. I peel this off, and then I stick it on one of those sheets, and you can lift it back up to glue it on something else. So here's a flower. And then I like to alternate size. So so that they're not all the same. So I think I'm going to make one like this. And maybe a tiny one like this. So need some buttons that are not as big. I'm seeing some smaller ones here. I don't want to have a button mess. Okay, so there are some smaller ones here. This is for the flowers that are very tiny. I don't like to put big buttons. Okay, and then do the same thing for this one. I think I'm going to use this one. Pierce a hole, go through. Make sure you hold the thread, because otherwise it's gonna go through and then you're gonna be stuck. And be careful not to prick yourself when you go through the back again. This happened to me many a times. And of course, what did I do? Be careful of your petals. So I'm not sure if I said it, but I used the Tim Holtz flowers to make this, the dye. So it's a labor of love making these little flowers. They don't look like much, but they do take time to make. So like that. Turn it off. And get the tail off. And then I can put some of this tape on the back. And this little flower is ready to be used. And then let's make a last one, because basically after that it's the same thing for all of them. So I think you get the gist of it. For the bigger ones, I usually make more petals. I usually put more petals, layers. The smaller ones obviously don't have as much so like this. Whoops. And come back out. And I think it's very pretty, this one, with a little bit of cellophane. So like this, and cut off my little tail, put a bit of this on the back, and there we go. Got a set of 3 little flowers that can make pretty embellishments. So I'm really happy with these, how they turned out. I hope it inspires you to make your own. This, to me, is a thing. So depending on how many sets I end up making, well, that's going to be a lot of things. Bye, everyone.